Yeah, right? So, Brennan played baseball with us in college, and he was in the Metrodome, and he was rounding third base as fast as he could, and he slides into home plate. Okay, so then he tears 4 ligaments in his ankle. You remember that part? Okay, nice. So Brennan, unfortunately, was not allowed to come to our spring break training down in Phoenix, Arizona. So at the time, my college roommate and I had a goldfish. You remember this? Yeah? All right. So we went up to Brennan and we're like, since you're not coming, would it be possible if you took care of Goldie? And Brennan was like, yeah, for sure, we'll take care of Goldie. No problem. So we come back from the trip. It's been a week. My roommate and I open up our door, and we're just hit instantly before we even turn the lights on with this just nasty, nasty smell. And we're like, what the heck is that smell? So we turn the lights on, and Goldie's no more. And I don't think Goldie was fed at all during that week. And it was a little unfair of us at the time with Brendan with 4 ligaments torn in his ankle on crutches in the wintertime in Minnesota, okay, to go all the way across campus. So I understand why Goldie wasn't with us. But the true point of this story is what Brennan did the next day, because he felt so bad. And this just speaks to the kind of person that Brennan is. He felt so bad, he went out, he bought me a new fish tank. I mean, it was way better, too, than the one that I had. And a new fish, and food, and a filter, and rocks, and everything like that. And the whole works. It was just fantastic. Scott bought me that. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. He bought me a lot of things, too, in college. Jimmy John sandwiches, probably every night. But we appreciate that. But the true thing is that Brennan is such a good friend to everybody that he comes into contact with. And I truly thank you for that, Brennan. It means a lot. You're a great friend, and treat Jamie better than that goldfish, buddy. So let's raise our glasses to Brennan, to Jamie, for a lifelong of happy memories and a life of love.
Very nicely done. Good job. Good job. Let's hear it. Good job. Nice. And as we continue on with the special toast we've got going on, I'm going to turn things over to the Maid of Honor. Brooke, if you would come on up here.
Welcome, everybody. If you guys don't know me, I'm Brooke. I'm Jamie's right under her younger sister, and Brennan's newly younger sister, but I feel like I've been Brennan's younger sister for a long time now, so bear with me as I talk through this, and hopefully I don't lose it before the end of the speech. So before I start, I actually would like to thank Scott and Renee for everything. We enjoyed an awesome Christmas last year, and it was like a whole family together, so I appreciate that, and it was really great to have you guys here, and this whole thing has been amazing. So thank you guys for welcoming Brennan into our family and joining as one. The speech has consumed my thoughts for days now, simply because describing Jamie and Brennan's relationship and the impact it has had on my life is impossible to put into words. But here it is in a nutshell. I could bring up a book of positive, motivational, loving words that describe Jamie and Brennan, and this book would have no end. For those of you from Brennan's side that haven't gotten the chance to get to know Jamie, this is just one example of the billion as to how Jamie has been an inspiration and a motivation in my life. Our family is very, very serious about our sports, whether it be watching them or being a part of them.
Go Cardinals!
This is what basically you could say has consumed probably 90% of our life. Jamie and I never spent much time apart growing up, as we shared a room, we shared a car, we're on the same swim team, we're on the same water polo team, and many of the same friends. We were inseparable almost all the time. As much as sometimes all she wanted was to get away from me, I would follow her and pester the crap out of her. There were days she was so over me that she would make me get out of the car and walk into school without her, because she just had had enough of me, and it was only 7 o'clock in the morning. Understandably so. I was a little sister that was always around, always bothering her, always playing behind her, always jumping in the pool behind her. What she doesn't realize is that I followed her because she protected me and gave me the safe ground every day. most little sisters could only dream of. Well, lucky for Jamie, I followed her straight to college at San Diego State University. We were close before, but we became the walking billboard for the quote, "Sisters by chance, best friends by choice." Our relationship only grew stronger. She was my shoulder to cry on when I would have a bad practice, get a bad grade, have a bad race, and help me get through many classes. She even got the privilege of driving me around everywhere, taking me to her house to do her laundry. Jamie and I have had experiences that sisters only wish that they can have. One of the proudest is winning a Division I college swimming conference championship with her my senior year. She was one of my coaches. Jamie videotaped every single one of my races, prelims and finals. She never got angry with me, and when I would have a bad race, and she knew exactly how to handle me in every situation. She was the only one I could go to that would make me calm and realize that I had a strong head on my shoulders. All season I had struggled with a torn shoulder, and the very last race of my college career and of my life, I could hardly lift up my arm. The only thoughts that consumed me were, how am I going to finish a 200 butterfly? The only reason I had had enough heart to even attempt it was because the sister I had looked up to my whole life and wanted to be half of was the first person I saw walking out of the reading room, giving me the biggest smile, hugging me. I don't think she remembers this, but she said, "Brooke, if anyone can do this, it's you. Finish this for yourself, for everything you worked for 21 years, and no one else. I'm so proud of you no matter what happens in this race right now." Having her tell me how proud of me she was overwhelmed me with emotion and gave me the strength to get up on the block one last time. She told me to finish this race for myself, but really, I was swimming this race for her and the courage she had given me my whole life. I have always looked up to Jamie and everything she's accomplished. Lap 8 came around and I was bawling my eyes out. I have never cried during a race. I could barely push through physically. At the end of the race, Jamie had to physically pull me out of the pool. She was the first one there, every single lap, 1 through 8. She had the biggest smile on her face, and it gave me a sense of calm. This is what big sisters aren't taught, but what life brings out in them. Jamie, I hope that I'm half the big sister to Michaela that you have been to me. Brennan has been around our family for quite some time. He's instantly became a big brother to me when he first told me, "Brooke, you're being ridiculous right now." I hear that common. He isn't afraid of telling me how stupid I am being or how ridiculous I sound at times, and I definitely need a brother-in-law that keeps me in check. Being an only child, I wasn't sure how Brennan would handle our family dinner conversations, which have become and have been our whole life a little intense at times. After he passed that test, I knew he would fit in just perfectly, and he has done just that. Jamie and Brennan have been the poster for me as a relationship of love and commitment, and I hope that mine turned out just like yours. Thank you for being the big sister and big brother I need in my life, and I look forward to spending the rest of the time with you. Here's some advice from me to you, probably the only thing that you'll look up from me, that I hope you find inspiring for your marriage. You both are starting a new race as of today. It is a race that doesn't have a direct path and no set course. This race will have bumpy roads, roadblocks, harsh weather, great weather, fair weather fans, lifelong fans, and no finish line. This is a 2-person race to start and will grow as you log the miles. Stay true to each other and love every minute of it. Thank you for letting me be a part of this special day. I love you both. So everybody, will you please join me and raise your glasses high as we say, "Go Team Cassidy."
Wow, that was great. Wow. Fantastic. All right, Sean, need you to come on up. Shawnee boy. All right, Sean.
Alright, it's pretty tough to follow some of those great people, but I did take a junior college speech class, so this might be pretty impressive. So, and then, starting with that, obviously, after that I'm going to say I'm by far the least famous Vesey. If you're from around here, you probably read every newspaper article, and every day there was Jamie's name, there was Brooke's name, and there was Michaela's name. And I wasn't really ever that superstar, but I learned how to play my role, and I've taken that to heart in every single thing I've ever done in my life. And I hate attention. This is really hard to even be up here because I've never been that guy in the spotlight. But we'll go on and we'll talk about Brennan. So Brennan's a great guy. So the one story I have to tell about Brennan is, so out of high school, I made a pretty bad decision. I went to school where I shouldn't have been. And the first few days I was there, I realized this, and I was really struggling. And I called and talked to everybody. But the one who really stuck with me was Brennan. And I'll never forget sitting in that grass with people all around me just bawling my eyes out, have no idea what to do. I just was at a loss for anything in my entire life. And I just didn't have any answers, and Brennan had all those answers. He made the same mistake I did. He went to school where he shouldn't have gone. And it was really a rough time, and he gave me the courage to man up. And although I love my mother to death, she probably is the scariest person I've ever met when she's mad. So I finally had the balls to call her and say, hey Mom, like, we gotta change this one up. You gotta come get me. Like, this is a mistake, I'm sorry. So I thank Brennan for that. Now I'm living in San Diego. I get to see Brooke all the time. I get to see Jamie and Brennan all the time. And I just live this amazing life in San Diego. And it's because Brennan gave me the great advice to just sit down and be a man and talk to my mom about it. It was bad. It was a bad decision, but Brennan was there, you know, and that's kind of a storyline to my life. So family is always there, and thank God, because I'm always making bad decisions, and it's just